1.1, you're gonna do rear flies, bent over hammer rows, alternating lat pull downs. You need dumbbells for this workout, and that's it, just dumbbells. All right, so the first movement is rear flies, okay? So to set your stance for rear flies, make sure you turn sideways. You're always gonna roll your shoulder blades back and down, engage those lats, abs are in nice and tight, and you're actually loading your hamstring and your glutes. You should not just bend over at the back and feel it in your lower back, okay? You wanna load your glutes and hamstrings and the work up here. And then you're gonna do big arm movements, squeezing those shoulder blades back and together, just like that, reverse flies, okay? Face forward. And then show them, and then this is what it looks like forward. Squeezing them back, no shoulder shrugging, just opening, squeezing those shoulder blades back nice and big and controlled lower, okay? That's your rear fly. Then you've got bent over hammer rows. You're gonna load yourself in the exact same way. You're gonna roll the shoulder blades back and down, abs are in nice and tight, hinge at the hips, load the glutes and the hamstrings. You're in neutral, okay? So the palms are facing in towards the legs. You're gonna pull, squeeze those shoulder blades back and together, and then slow release down. It is not like this, okay? It's nice and controlled. You always squeeze those shoulder blades back first, then pull. That way we keep the work in the upper back and we're not using the biceps to compensate. You're gonna use the biceps a little bit, but we don't want them to be your primary movers in that movement, if I could talk. You want it to be your upper back, okay? So that's your bent over hammer rows. Next we have alternating lat pull downs. So the dumbbells are gonna go over your head. The focus on this is squeezing your shoulder blade back and down into your side. You wanna pull that elbow all the way in. It's not the press up like it's an overhead press. You're really focusing on pulling that shoulder blade back and down. Maybe turn around and put your back to the camera. Okay, yeah, like this. So when she pulls down, she's gonna come and see how that elbow comes all the way in, and she's squeezing and pulling that shoulder blade all the way back and down. That's what you want to focus on. You want to pull and squeeze and pull that shoulder blade down and back into your back as hard as you can, okay? That's your alternating lat pull downs. Next we have deadlifts, okay? So these are RDL deadlifts, which just is straight leg deadlift. Same way loaded, shoulders are back and down. Deadlifts are huge. They work a lot of the upper back just as much as they work your glutes and your hamstrings. Again, you should not feel this in your lower back if your form is correct. You load the lats, you load the glutes and the hamstrings, you hinge at the hips, abs in nice and tight, drive through the heels, squeeze and pull up. Do not raise up from your lower back. You push back, you should feel a huge stretch in your hamstrings and your glutes when you do this. That's where the majority of the work should be. Slide it back, drive through the heels, pull and squeeze up, okay? So deadlifts. And then good mornings is the exact same movement. We're just gonna load the shoulders. You're gonna put your dumbbells on your shoulders and you're gonna hip hinge just like you do for your deadlifts. We're just changing where we're putting the weight. We're going to the top of the shoulders and come up. So keep your abs in nice and tight, hip hinge, load the glutes and the hamstrings, feel a really good stretch down there, drive through the heels and bring yourself back up, okay? So that's your deadlifts and your good mornings. All right, then you're gonna go to the abs. Go ahead. You got reverse crunches, okay? Reverse crunches, legs are up in the air, abs are in nice and tight, and you're just gonna push your toes to the ceiling. You don't wanna push the toes over your head. You wanna push straight up, get those hips off the floor as much as you can, and control the lower down. Try not to let those hips plop down to the floor, okay? So push up, reverse crunch, and lower down with control. Then you've got weighted knee tucks, okay? You're gonna take one dumbbell into this. Knees are at tabletop, hands are at tabletop. You're gonna open as far as you can, pushing those legs as long and as low as you can, and then pull in. While you're doing this though, it is very important that we keep that lower back pressed hard into the floor. You should not have any arch in your back whatsoever. If your back starts to arch, push your legs up higher. Don't go low with them until you build up enough strength to be able to push those legs long and low and keep that back flat on the floor, okay? Then you've got Supermans. Supermans, you're gonna work that lower back again. This time you're going into hyperextension. Arms are over your head, legs are long. You're gonna raise and squeeze your glutes and your lower back as hard as you can, and then lower yourself down. Again, lower with control. Don't just plop right back down to the floor. Squeeze the glutes, those hamstrings nice and hard, and then lower back down. And that's your Supermans. And that is your back loaded 1.1 workout.